Jop. Sme tam. Lucia, linka. Tak. Jop. Okidoki. Tak poďme na to, keď to vidíš. Dobre, tak, čavelo. Potrebujeme editnúť tento overlay. Time count. Jak sa to... Tak. A to je do 15. Do 15:45. My sme mali ísť. OK. Let's go. 15:45. Takže potrebujeme dokončiť video najprv, potom sa budeme venovať niečomu inému. Toto tu môžeme zmazať. OK. Môžeme zmazať, to môžeme ísť sem. A toto bolo čo? Ani neviem. Untitled folder. Toto môžem zatiaľ nechať tam. Cool. Čiže Miro. Ešte mi trvá ísť na vecko. Takže pôjdeme na vecko a potom pôjdeme s Klódom. Dobre, takže toto môžeme zavrieť a vytvoriť nový task. A dám si tu drive. Tu budeme mať Miro. A Mire musíme otvoriť nie whiteboard. To som nechcel otvoriť. Chcel som otvoriť one idea into 5. Why there is no gap? Okay. So how it works? That's the second one. Brain dump. Start brain dump. takéto. A toto potrebujeme urobiť asi takéto. Tak. A takto jednoducho to budeme prepínať. Toto môžeme zavrieť. To nepotrebujeme. Toto tiež nepotrebujeme. A tieto prepíname. OK. Cool. Okay, so let me show you how it works and how easy it is. Basically, what you need to do, the first step is to download the skill. The skill is below, download it, follow the instruction. There is an instructional video that helps you to understand like how to upload the skill. But once you have that skill done, what we need to do is to create a new viral video. So you need to activate the script. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell it I need to create 5 new posts from one viral brain dump, or basically, let me do it again. Okay, so let me show you how simple you can use this skill to turn one post or one transcript or one brain dump into 5 different ideas. And it's quite simple. First thing you need to do is to download the skill, follow the instructions below, and once you have that skill installed, let's do it together. Okay, so I'll ask Claude, I need to create 5 posts. So we will need to use viral script remixer. Okay, this viral script remixer, it's a skill. It's a skill that will walk me through the whole process. It thinks, working on it. Okay. Okay, so here, does it use? No. If you see that it doesn't use the context, the skill, ask it, use the skill viral script remixer and walk me through the process. Skill viral script remixer. Okay. So if something like that happens, you need to see the, I think in the context window here, you need to see like, yeah, that's the skill. Yes, here in the context, viral script remixer. Okay, happy to walk you through. I just need a raw script. You want to remix, paste it when you are ready. Either it's a raw script, usually we use a raw script of the thing that we did, or sometimes you can just brain dump. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna copy and paste my brain dump here that I used as an example in one of the other videos. So I'll just say, here is my brain dump. And the whole thing is, you can pause the video and read it. And it's all about like how ADHD people struggle with the motivation. And instead of using own motivation, they need to outsource the motivation and start working with somebody else. Okay, that's the whole thing. Okay, so you can watch it, but then I paste it here. So either you can use transcript or a brain dump. Brain dump is very raw, unedited, stumbling over words, no problem with that. It's just about the context. Now what it does, that skill reads the thing and go through like different categories. There are, I think, like 10 categories based on viral videos. So we analyze the videos and we realize like, oh, there are like 10 different categories of those videos. So how we can turn one idea into one of these categories. Okay, so ideally here are 5 formats. It's like myth busting, contrarian, curiosity gap, warning, personal story, before after comparison. Okay, so if you like those ideas, you can say, yeah, let's go. Cool. So I'll say, yeah, I like first 4. Give me another ideas for the last one. Why it's not typing? Okay, I don't know what happened. It's not dictating. Cool. Just give me a second. Okay, I'm back. So, what I'm gonna do, I like the first four ideas. Please give me three more examples for the last category. Or three examples, three different categories. But it's smart enough. Like many times I'm surprised how smart AI is, that it understands the context. Like even though I mess it up and I say something like completely wrong, or when I dictate and it didn't catch my accent and write something completely different, it still understands what what I want. Okay, so let's say conditional promise. Yeah, I like this. If then, okay, I like the second one, conditional promise, and then it will start working on it. Okay, so so this is the lineup, okay? And then starting with the myth busting, a few questions. What's the common belief, habit you want to change? I'm guessing something like just start or generic productivity motivation tip. Confirm or refine. So I will go. Because what it does, it asks you clarifying questions, because when you usually copy and paste the script, it's missing information that needs to be in that format. So what that AI does, it's asking for additional information that is missing in the original content, so it can repurpose it in that new format with the same idea. Okay, so here it's, let me answer it. The first one, uh, yes, just start is the worst advice, especially for ADHD people. Why is it actually wrong for ADHD brain? Is it purely the executive function dopamine explanation from the brain mom, or is there you want no? Uh, Answer to the second question is, especially ADHD people, when they need to do work that they are not excited about, their normal level of dopamine is very low, which means their desire to start working is insanely low. And even though they logically want to work on it, they logically say like, oh, it's easy task, I'm gonna do this, their motivation is very, very small. Why? Because of dopamine. And that's why starting is the hardest part, because once they keep going, by going, their body starts producing dopamine and it will be easier for them to go. But starting is the hardest part. I just answer it, you can see, as a brain dump. And the third one, what should people do instead? Is the real approach specifically outsourcing motivation via body doubling, calls in person, or do you want to fold in other angles too? And when it comes to the third question, it's the best way to do that. It's outsource the motivation with somebody else. Productivity apps don't work. Productivity tools and tricks don't work. Productivity AI doesn't work, because what ADHD people need is a real accountability. But they don't need real accountability throughout the whole process. That many times need just that real accountability for starting the task. So that's why they need a meeting. They need a meeting with a real person that is waiting for them, not just a group calls where there are a bunch of people who need just to show up, and if you are missing, nobody cares. You need to meet with a person that uh, is waiting for you, so that you need to show up, and just by showing up you actually start. Yeah, as you can see, again, very long brain dump. It's not about being specific, it's about providing more information to AI, because AI gets better with data. So as long as your data is clear and great, then it's get better. Okay, so we can see myth busting hooks. Just start. That's the advice every ADHD person gets, and it's also the worst advice you could give us. Oh, I love this. Everyone think ADHD people just need more willpower to start. They're wrong. Yes, uh, there's a there's this idea that if you had ADHD, you just need to push through the start. That's completely wrong. Yeah, yeah. This one is soft. I love the first one. So let's go. Let's go with the first one. First one. I don't know why I type when talking is way faster and dictating. So don't ask me. I just typed. Many times, by the way, that whisper flow tool, excellent. Many times I catch myself typing and then mid sentence I'm like, why am I doing this? And I press the button and dictate. Okay, this is the thing, you know, just start. That's the advice every ADHD person gets. It's also the worst advice you can get. Here's why. When your dopamine is already low, not kind of low, insanely low. You can look at an easy task. No, logically, it's easy and still feel zero pull to start it. That's not like that's chemistry. And the cruel part, starting is the hardest step. Once you're actually moving, your brain starts producing dopamine and it gets easier. But nothing kicks that off. Yes. So you just see there, yes. Okay. Uh, then you can play with it. You can tell it like make it shorter, make it bigger, make it whatever, you know, longer, shorter, juicier, whatever you want to do with it. I'll just, can you give me 30-second variation of that script? Just to give you an example, what it does. So we'll wait and you turn it into a 30-second script variation, hopefully. As you can think or see, it's thinking. And yeah, uh, the great news is basically it that skill remembers the hook, which is really cool. Here's why. When the task is exciting, your dopamine is already insanely low. You know it's easy. You still free. You still feel a zero pull to start. That's chemistry, not laziness. And starting is the hardest part because dopamine only kicks in once you are already moving. So outsource the start, not the app, not the tools. One real person waiting for you. Show up, and you are already started. Yeah, something like that. I think like the ending is not that strong, but it's again like what you can see in 30 seconds. Okay, it's myth busting. I would say like at the end, like that makes starting so simple that you can start any task. Something like that is missing. I would ask GPT or GPT Claude here in this case to rewrite it. But yeah, let's say okay, I like it. Let's move on. As you can see, I started typing and then mid sentence I was like, no, dictating. Okay, and now what it does, it goes, okay, let's do the next, yeah, curiosity gap. What's next? And again, it's asking you a couple of questions and the process repeats. So I'm not gonna go through the whole process, but this is the way how you can turn one idea into multiple hooks, multiple different videos, multiple formats, and hope that you enjoy it and play with it. And I'll show you in the next video why it's so cool. Okay, see you in the next one. Bye. Hmm. Okay, so that's how it works. Basically, you have, as I said, you have there 10 categories, and we will find the 5 best matches for your current script. Okay, so when to use it? When you want to use the script, you want to use it when you have a really great tip, really great idea, but you try to record multiple videos and they don't perform. Okay, so you are like, this is so cool. Why people don't see it? This is so great. Why they don't get it? Okay, maybe it's because of your packaging. Maybe the idea itself is awesome, but the packaging is not interested or not interesting to people. Okay, so that's the first case. The second case is you have a great tip, great advice. You recorded a video about that advice. It got great performance, but you want more. You want more performance of this. Okay, so what you can do is basically the same thing as I showed you Mr. Beast does. You want to turn it into slightly different content piece, a different format of the same information. Because many times people need to be taught more than to be sorry, people need to be reminded more than need to be taught. Okay, so we need to uh, teach people less, but remind them more. And repackaging the same idea into slightly different format is exactly the thing. And hear me out. If you are like, if I keep doing this all the time, if repackaging one idea into 10 different tips, wouldn't be that like repetition and people stop following me because every single post of mine is the same? Here's the thing. First of all, every single post of yours won't be the same because you need to circle different ideas. You know that. But more importantly, uh, people who are following you, who are raving fans, they're not gonna watch your video, like every single video. They will go watch your multiple videos, but they're not gonna watch every single one. So don't worry. Most of them will watch only one of those videos. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, even if they watched the first video first and then they like watch the second version of that video, as I said, if your advice is great, people need to be reminded more than need to be taught. Like, remember how many times you came across an idea you have heard so many times from different angles, but after 110th time from a different angle, it finally hits you. And you are like, I got it. It's happening to me all the time. So that's why this second approach is still really cool. Okay? And the third scenario is if you're in a niche where you educate people, not you can entertain people as well, but especially when you are educating people, you're you're teaching your concept, and usually you have a limiting amount of tips because the goal, for example, if you're a coach like me, the goal for coaches is to simplify the content and remove the steps. Okay, so if we are start removing the steps, it gets so simple that we got only like, let's say, like 100 tips, and we are not gonna make up another like 100 tips just for the sake of content and to make our teaching like more complex. No, we want to reuse those 100 tips again and again because those are great tips. Okay, so if you have like repeated tips, if you look at big brands or big personal brands, people those people are repeating those tips. Okay, so for example, in my case, I'm in a business marketing niche, and Alex Hormozy is one of the biggest brands there. If you start watching his videos, he's basically using the same tips again and again and again from different angles. Okay, so that's how you can use it. That's how you can turn not just like 500 or sorry 550, maybe hundreds of your tips into thousands and thousands and thousands of pieces of short form content and long form content as well. Okay, so my recommendation, As I said, this training is intentionally short because it needs to give you a tool that you can implement. You are here to find a shortcut. So my goal and my advice for you is play with it, okay? And don't worry if one of the videos flop. Not every single video will perform. Even viral creators have the videos that bombed completely and have videos that blew up completely. Okay, so it's part of the game. But the more you use that concept and you are not reinventing the wheel, the better it will get. So don't give up. Try it again. It's your shortcut. Normally, in the past, it took people to like rewrite the script, find the idea, and do that. It took them like probably a couple of hours. Now you can rewrite that script like in 3 minutes. It's very simple and very easy. Just do the work. See you in the next one. Bye. Cool. Okay, I need a skill. I need to go to bathroom. Okay, so I need to. Do I have a skill on that? Video titles. Course video titles. Okay, let's create the skill. It's so cool. Potrebujem vytvoriť nový skill na video titles, ale skill sa bude volať Course Video Titles. A bude to skill, ktorý mi bude navrhovať title na videá, ktoré sú v kurze. Čiže tie videá nemusia mať nejakú YouTube veľkú logiku. Skript by mal fungovať tak, že ja nahrám transkript videa a ten skript alebo ten course video title mi v angličtine vyhodí 20 titlov na videa, pričom tie title by mali byť krátke. Krátke ideálne, ja neviem, 50 znakov. Možno je to aj veľa, 40 znakov. Okay. Potom to otestujeme. Niečo som sa chcel Lucii opýtať. Myslím, že sa mi to už tu nakopírovalo. Zatiaľ, kým sa toto spracováva, tak idem sa mrknúť na to, čo tu bola Lucia. OK, to urobíme, že zajtra. Sales page. Mindset shiftom. Produkt sa bude volať Stories That Sell. Dobre, to je dnes. Sales page. A tá časť je vždy rozdelená do niekoľkých podsekcií s každým s vlastným headlinom. Dobre. To dáme niekde tu. To nepotrebujeme. Toto máme. Toto máme. Toto dáme tu. Toto dáme tu. Toto dáme tu. A potom toto je to. Dobre, neviem, či potrebujeme. OK. So, a aký štýl titulky majú byť? Napríklad, ako nastaviť Facebook, ako popisné, mierne, benefit driven. A daj mi aj. Vždy by to malo byť popis ako keby oboch. Také čisto popisné, možno 25% z tých titulkov budú čisto popisné, ostatné budú benefit driven. Dobre. Dobre. Thinking. Máme tu ešte niečo iné, čo potrebujeme robiť? Nie. Takže stories that sell. To bude náš. A ešte potrebujem Lucii. Hej, toto potrebujeme urobiť. Potrebujem Lucii natočiť video. Čiže Lucia natočiť video a dať skill na stiahnutie, nalinkovať návod na skill. Dobre. Packaging the skill and delivering. Tu by som mohol zatiaľ stiahnuť tento skill. Download. Save. Dobre. OK. Počkaj, jak je to možné? General. Fakt? Ten skill nemá toto? To je zvláštne. Tento tu môžeme dať uninstall. A tento tu to je script. Dobre. Prečo má len dve? Neviem. Nevadí. Dobre. Dobre, save the skill. Potrebujem nový titulok pre moje video v kurze. Tu je transkript. Dobre. No. A teraz mi nechce načítať transkript pre zmenu? What the heck? Toto tu ide, ale tu nejde. OK. Copy. Copy. A pošli to tu. Výborne. Course video titles. Aha. To je... Hej, free scenarios for repackaging content. Toto asi bude. Free scenarios for repackaging the content. Move to workspace, go viral, version 0, ideas, move, confirm. Teraz ja potrebujem ísť na Loom a tam Lucii nahrať workspace, ale to je settings. Ja tu nevidím asi môj workspace. Tak, toto potrebujem ísť, tu je record alone. OK, go viral, version 0, OK. Toto nemáme premenované, čiže dáme how it works. Ne? Dobre. Aj Lucia. Takže Bumble Free je hotový. Tu ako vidíš, tu je, kde je to uložené. Vo Workspace Go Viral v tomto foldri. A v princípe ide to tak, že toto je prvé video, toto je druhé video, toto je tretie video. Pod druhé video potrebujeme nalinkovať skill, ktorý ti pošlem na stiahnutie. A ešte pod neho potrebujeme nalinkovať video, v ktorom vysvetľujeme, ako inštalovať skill. Myslím, že to sme mali v tom hlavnom ako keby kurze, tam je to video ako inštalovať skill, tak nalinkovať v princípe len to video. Alebo môžeš nalinkovať priamo Loom video, že tu je ako inštalovať skill. Dobre, inak všetko tým pádom je hotové. Takže toto je 5 ideas into or 1 idea into 5 posts. Díky, ahoj. Idea into 5 posts. That's what I love. I love doing this. Lucy, here you go. Mrkni na toto. Tu je skill. Where did I download the skill? Downloads. Tu je skill. Tak. Šipneme to sem. Tu je skill. Great. Dobre. Tým pádom to máme. Môžeme vyprázdniť. OK. Koľko máme času? Koľko máme času a čo ideme robiť? Máme 47 minút. Takže potrebujeme ísť urobiť čo? 47 minút. 47. Dobre. Čiže mohli by sme začať pracovať už na mindmape. Miro. Mindmapa na tento. A toto môže ísť tiež sem. No, dobre. A mindmape. Tu. A create new board. A to je stories that sell. Stories that sell. A cože, kde ich môžu používať? Stories that sell. Where to use them? Okay. Where you should use stories. Warm up video, content videos, sales, course content videos, course content videos, social media videos everywhere. Videos, etc. Okay, that's the first one. I don't need this one. Okay. OK, toto, čo tu máme ešte? Structure. After, čiže máme before and after, problem resolved, feelings, and after change, changed, changed. Feelings. It's like this. This is the structure. This is the structure of the videos. A kde všade môžeme použiť stories? Čiže stories prečo stories fungujú super? Why stories work in selling? To sa môžeme opýtať Jipita. To sa môžeme opýtať Kloda. Daj mi niekoľko dôvodov, prečo stories fungujú veľmi dobre v predaji. Okay. Napíš mi to v angličtine a daj mi 10 dôvodov. A vždy mi to urob v tej bullet form forme, čiže v krátkosti napísať čo a potom to vysvetlenie. Dobre? Takto rýchlo dokážeme vytvárať content. Naozaj je to jednoduché v dnešnej dobe. logical steps. Simplify logical steps. Yeah. Okay. Podobne urob, že kde všade dokážem použiť story na to, aby som predával. Nemusím predávať len produkt, ale môžem to použiť na vyvratenie námietky, na doručenie mindset shiftu, na ukážky, že riešiš nesprávny problém. Kde ešte všade môžem použiť stories? Daj mi niekoľko príkladov, aspoň 10. Hlavne, kde môžem použiť stories v predaji. A predaj nemusí nutne znamenať, že chcem niečo predať, ako zarobiť, ale predajte znamená, že predať myšlienku. Miserable. 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 Felt miserable. Felt miserable. No? Okay. Na čo sú dobré? Sú vynikajúce na ilustrovanie problému. Sú vynikajúce na ilustrovanie Ako sa to volá? Listerín. stories. Something happened in your life. You heard a great story. You read. Nájdi mi... Potrebujem nájsť nejakú vymyslenú story. Nejakú analógiu, ktorá sa veľmi často používa ako príklad, ako analógia na prekonanie nejakého mindset shiftu alebo bloku. Aké sú také tie najznámejšie vymyslené story, ktoré sa takto používajú? Dobre, toto už máme. Treba vytvoriť AI. Čínsky bambus. Povedz mi o čínskom bambuse. A OK, zaujímavá ma prvá story. Povedz mi to viac, ale napíš mi to v angličtine. Že ako by si tu ten príbeh v krátkosti vysvetlil niekomu, kto ho nepozná. V angličtine. OK. Urob to ešte kratšie. Nemusí to byť také komplikované. OK. Cool. Cool. I love it. So that's the end for today. Great session.